And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the Hopkinton High School turf fields as we are just about ready for a TVL large matchup between the 9-2 Hopkinton Hillers as well as the 1-6 Holliston Panthers. Hillers on a roll, hoping to continue their very nice win streak. They got a great win this past Monday as they took care of business against Norwood. And now they get another TVL large matchup here today against Holliston. And hitting-wise, I mean, if you're comparing these two teams statistically, Hillers certainly have the advantage. They have some great pitching as well. And we are ready to get things started here on this Wednesday afternoon. First pitch hit in the air, caught in right field, one away. So fly out there to get things started. And just like that, we are underway. Both games getting a little bit of an early start here today, the baseball game as well as the softball game. We also got Hiller volleyball in progress as this is hit to short, 6-3 out. So 2 quick outs to start things off. We'll get you that Holliston lineup in just a moment. Leading things off was McDonald. Villa just hitting into the 6-3. And now we got Saragalapo. Excuse me, this is Julia Galapo. Count 1-1. Yeah, that pitch a little low. Catcher able to gather it up. One and two the count. That pitch high. Just getting the lineups in as we got off to a bit of a quick start here. We'll get you those lineups in just a moment as this is hit in the air foul. You got Kate Riesenberger on the hill for the Hillers. She's making her second start of the season. And I'll take you around the diamond in just a moment. That pitch down low. Set to deliver, and a walk. So third hitter of the game draws a walk. So Julia Galapo draws the walk, and now you have Schoenberg to the plate. There's a strike. Yeah, the Hiller baseball game against Holliston, they got started 10 minutes early, a little bit earlier than us. Hit in the air, right side, and caught for the out. And that is a quick top of the first. So despite a walk, no damage done. We're heading to the bottom of the first on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Western Nurseries. Since 1923, Western Nurseries has been rooted in a passion for plants and community. The family business has grown from its beginnings in Weston to become a trusted name across Massachusetts. Western Nurseries offers one of the area's best selections of hardy landscape-sized plants, quality gardening and hardscape products, and expert advice you can trust. With locations throughout the region and over a century of experience, Western Nursery continues to help communities grow beautifully.
Welcome back to the Hopkinton High School turf fields. We are ready for the bottom of the first inning. Hopkinton Hillers coming up to the plate. Tom happy to be on the call with you for Hiller softball. Dave McCarthy on camera. And for Hiller baseball, we got Colby Crum and Dylan Hatherley on the call. Denise Untaki on camera for that game. So get yourself 2 monitors and take in some Hiller action. Actually, make that 3 monitors. We got Hiller boys volleyball senior night going on as well. Line up and the pitch. Hit in the air. That is going to drop foul. On the mound for Holliston is Kaufman. He'll get you working on getting first names as well. Just got the lineups in right as the game was getting started. David Davenport at the plate, puts this one in the air, right side, foul territory, just out of the reach of the catcher. Yeah, good effort there by the catcher. So it's Hannah Kaufman on the mound for Holliston. And this is hit high in the air, right side, caught. So Davenport flies out to right field. That'll bring up Zoe Levine. And this one hit high in the air. And it is dropped by the first baseman. So Levine reaches on the error. Yeah, that's a catch you gotta try to make there. And here comes Bridget Rolecki. Bridget Rolecki had a nice showing against Uxbridge as the Hillers look to get the bats going. Runner taken off from first. She's safe. Stolen base by Zoe. That pitch a tad high. So this Hiller softball team, they've been very busy. They had Uxbridge here on Friday. We had that game for you. It was a nice Hiller softball win. And then on Saturday morning, they went over to Franklin for a makeup game. And then you got 3 TVL large opponents this week. So it's been a relatively busy time for this team. And that's why the fact that they have a good amount of pitching is great, because they could kind of rotate amongst a few different pitchers, and not a lot of teams can do that. Usually a lot of teams just have their one pitcher that they rely on, and that's it. Kaufman set to deliver. Hit in the air, and this is over the mound, and that's going to drop. So that's going to be 2 on for the Hillers, and that was kind of a difficult play to make. Yeah, I'm going to score a single since Kaufman didn't make any contact with the ball. We'll see what they scored officially, but in any case, Caroline Osmond stepping in. And she is dangerous. And that pitch gets away. Both runners advance. So a wild pitch there. Let's get you the Holliston field. And unfortunately right now we're just going to do last names. You got Hannah Kaufman on the mound. Schoenberg behind the plate. Radcliffe at first base. Falassi at second base. McDonald at short. And McDonald at third base as this is hit in the air, right side. That's going to drop. Here comes a run. Zoe Levine coming around to score. It's 1-0 Hillers. Relecki up to third. So single there, an RBI single for Caroline Osmond. She has just pounded the ball all season. And we'll get a courtesy runner out. Tenley Wynn to step to the plate. And we'll try to get a number on that courtesy runner over at first base for you when we can. I believe it's Ella Tedstone, number 8. But continuing on with the Holliston field from left to right, Julia Gallipo, Villa, and Serrano. Tenley Wynn awaiting the pitch. Runner taking off from first, and they didn't throw. They knew the Hillers were trying to bait them, and they were going to send that runner to home. And actually, it looks like Addie Walls is the courtesy runner. And we'll have to ask Coach Alberry about Walls, but she, I believe, has been recovering from an injury, which is why she hasn't played a whole lot this season. But from what I understand, she will be back in full action very soon. But good to see her out there, at least as a courtesy runner. And when she comes back, she'll provide even more sparks for already this red-hot team. Wind up and the pitch. That's outside, walk drawn. Still only one out, bases full of Hillers. And now you got Kate Riesenberger stepping in. Hillers could break this game open nice and early here. And that's fouled off. Big opportunity for the Hillers to really add on to their run total today. Wind up and the pitch, just a bit high. And there's a strike. Kaufman trying to battle out of it. And there's an out. Struck her out. That's going to bring up Ellen Stomberg to the plate. One and oh the count. And there's an out. Struck her out. It's going to bring up Ellen Stomberg to the plate. Set to deliver. A little high. So as I mentioned, Hiller baseball also taking on Holliston. They were the second inning, scoreless game. 3-0 count here. Walk would score a run. Fouled away. Kind of dangerous swinging in that situation with the 3-0 count. Why not take the risk? And this one's on the ground. Through the middle it goes. Relecki around to score. Here comes another run. Addie Walls is going to score. And that's a 2 RBI single for Ellen Stomberg. And the Hillers get the bats going, as they've done all season. A 3-0 lead for the Hillers. Nice 2 RBI hit there. Now stepping in, you got Elena Vallis. Lefty awaits the pitch. 2 on for the Hillers still. 2 outs in the inning. Ooh, correction. This is Castanguay at the plate. Sophia Castanguay, excuse me. So it's Castanguay, then Vallis. That pitch just outside. Still the bottom of the first here as the Hillers looking to attack early. On the ground, up the middle. Picked up, bobbled by the second baseman. Everybody's safe. Bases reloaded for the Hillers. Castanguay reaches on the error. So now you got Tenley Wynn over at third. Stomberger at second. Castanguay at first. Elena Vallis to the plate. That pitch just a tad high. There's a strike. Down low. And this one's hit in the air, and that's going to drop into center field. Another run in, and now a second run going to try to score. Slides in, count it. Kate Riesenberger. Tenley Wynn and Ellen Stomberg around to score on a great piece of hitting by Elena Vallis. A 2 RBI single. And the Hillers up 5-0. Top of the order now. Ava Davenport to the plate for her second time in the inning. And she gets a piece of this one over to left field and caught. And that'll wrap up the inning, but not before the Hillers plate. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 runs. They lead it 5-0 as we head to the top of the second on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Beaumaine Pizza Bar and Grill. For over 25 years, Beaumaine has been serving great quality food for the whole family, featuring hand-tossed pizzas, paninis, pasta dishes, and a variety of unique appetizers. Enjoy a casual dining room or relax at a comfortable bar with signature cocktails, fine wines, and 16 beers on tap. Beaumaine Pizza Bar and Grill. Great food, great drinks, and something for everyone.
Welcome back. We are ready for the second inning. Hannah Kaufman stepping in, gives this one a ride, and all the way to the fence it goes. And how about that swing by Hannah Kaufman, a long single there. So Holliston in business. And that's going to bring up Claire Radcliffe, the first baseman. I'll tell you, Hannah Kaufman, she'll be someone to look out for this batting order. Tattoo that ball. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. Set to deliver. That pitch just a tad high. Five to nothing Hiller lead as they got the scoring started in the bottom of the first. That pitch down low. Up high. That's a walk. So Radcliffe aboard. You got two aboard now. Kaufman moves down to second. And now coming up, you got Fallis to the plate. That's Abigail Fallis, the second baseman. That pitch is strike, 0-1. So let's take you through the Hiller Diamond. I don't think we ever got a chance to do so as we kind of got off to a quick start here. Kate Riesenberger on the hill. Caroline Osmond behind home plate. Tenley Wynn at first base. Ava Davenport, the second baseman. Zoe Levine at short. Bridget Rolecki at third base. And then we'll get you left to right in just a moment as this is on the ground. Glove by the shortstop, flip to third for one. And that's all they'll get, but they get the lead runner. So fielder's choice will allow Abby Fallis to reach, but one away. Now Mackenzie McDonald, third baseman, to the plate. That pitch down low. And a swing and a miss there. And this is driven in the air. That's going to drop into right field. Lead runner being waved around. Throw in. Cut off. Trying to make the tag at first. She did not. Everybody's safe. A run scores. So Hannah Kaufman around to score. Radcliffe up to third. Or excuse me, Abby Fallis up to third. McDonald now aboard at first base. And now you got Serrano to the plate. Gianna Siriano, the right fielder. Fouled away. So continuing on with the Hiller offense in left field, Charlotte Diana, and she's the odd man out of the lineup today. Elena Vallis in center and Sophia Castanguay in right. Runner takes off from first. Holliston was trying to bait the throw, but no throw there by Osmond. Fouled away. Runners on first and third, one out. Second and third, excuse me, after the stolen base. And fouled away. Down low. Set to deliver. Fouled away. Wind up in the pitch. Down low, another walk there. So Riesenberger having a little bit of trouble. It's now bases loaded for Holliston. And we're going to get a mound conference. Let's take you through how Riesenberger has done so far this season pitching. Let's see what the leash is on her today. She's pitched 8 innings so far, and 4 of those were in that game against Uxbridge. She had a great time on the hill in that one. And she has pitched relatively well. ERA 3.50. Batting average against 258. That is fouled away and caught by the catcher. A quick out there and a big out, 2 away. Top of the order now. Down low. And this is going to be hit on the ground into center field. Here comes a run around a score, a second run. And that is a 2 RBI double. So Ayla Villa with the 2 RBI double. And that is just what Holliston needed there. They will take it. Coming up now, you got Julia Gallipo. Set to deliver. Down low. Wind up in the pitch, hit in the air, over towards center field and caught for the third out. But Holliston was able to grab some runs. And at the end of 1.5 innings, it is a 5-3 Hiller lead as we head to the bottom of the second on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Phipps Insurance Agency, a family-owned and operated independent agency located in Hopkinton. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance has provided competitively priced, time-tested coverage tailored to individuals' needs. Specializing in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance, they are deeply rooted in the communities they serve. Whether you're new to the area or a lifelong resident, you'll benefit from the trusted advice of their professional service advisor.
Saturday morning cartoons are back. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., HCAM's Toon Time has an hour of classic cartoons, from Betty Boop to Superman to Popeye to Bugs Bunny and more. You'll see your old favorites and discover new ones. So tune in to Toon Time, Saturdays at 8, and start your weekend off with a laugh.
Bottom of the second inning. That pitch gets away. Well, Holliston getting some runs back in that last inning. Hiller's going to look to respond here. Zoe Levine at the plate, and certainly a great athlete to have at the plate, but she's going to ground out here, right back to the pitcher. So a 1-3 ground out to start off this bottom of the second. And now Bridget Rolecki stepping in. Fouled away. We'll take you through the stats on Hannah Kaufman, the Holliston pitcher. Holliston also has 3 pitchers that they rely on quite a bit. As this is hit in the air, a little bloop shot dropped by the second baseman. That'll allow Bridget Rolecki to reach on the error. So 1 on, 1 out for the Hillers. Now you got the cleanup hitter, Caroline Osmond, stepping in. Dangerous hitter. And she gives this one a ride high in the air, right field, and caught. 2 away. That'll bring up Tenley Wynn. Wind up in the pitch, swing and a miss. So pitching-wise, Kaufman has worked 15 1/3 of an inning this season. 15 strikeouts, 3.65 ERA. And the hitter's only hitting a 180 against her. So that's a very good batting average against. So she does not give up a whole lot of hits. But Holliston has Kaufman, Hedgerich, Weidman, the 3 pitchers that they rely on. It's Anna Hedgerich. She's kind of their lead pitcher statistically this season so far. And Isabella Weidman. That pitch down low. 2-2. Kaufman set to deal, down low. That's going to fill up the count. Hillers have 1 on with 2 outs. Hey, Kaufman already up to 41 pitches. It was a long bottom of the first, so she'd like to keep it short here. And this is going to be a slow roller picked up by the third baseman. Throw over, it gets away. Lead runner heading to third. It's going to be runners on second and third. Rolecki's aboard at third. And Tenley Wynn aboard at second. Off the error. Third error of the game for Holliston. Kate Riesenberger stepping to the plate. Ooh, a big swing there. Tipped it foul. Reisenberger, a .357 batting average on the season. She's hit the ball well. .441 on base percentage. Kaufman set the deal. Down low. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. Big pitch here coming up. 1-2 the count. Hillers would like to get those two runners in scoring position across. Hit in the air right side, foul out of play. Ellen Stomberg due up next if Reisenberger shall reach. And that gets away from the catcher, and a runner's going to try to come home. Throw in, not in time. A wild pitch allows the run to score. Actually, that could be debated if it was a pass ball or a wild pitch, but in any case, 6-3, Hillers lead. They get a big run across. Moving up to third in the meantime was Tenley Wynn. Fouled into the backstop. Hiller baseball update. They're heading to the bottom of the fourth. That game's still scoreless. They're moving at a pretty good rate in that baseball game. Less than an hour in already to the bottom of the fourth. Wind up and the pitch. Little high there. 3-2 the count. Big pitch here. Hit high in the air towards center field and caught for the third out. And that'll do it for the bottom of the second. But the Hillers end up plating a run, and they lead it 6-3 as we head to the top of the third on HCAM. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by WPC Pest Control. Don't tolerate, eliminate your pest problem. Find them online at nobugsnopests.com.
Saturday morning cartoons are back. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., HCAM's Toon Time has an hour of classic cartoons, from Betty Boop to Superman to Popeye to Bugs Bunny and more. You'll see your old favorites and discover new ones. So tune in to Toon Time, Saturdays at 8, and start your weekend off with a laugh.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Beaumaine Pizza Bar and Grill. For over 25 years, Beaumaine has been serving great quality food for the whole family, featuring hand-tossed pizzas, paninis, pasta dishes, and a variety of unique appetizers. Enjoy a casual dining room or relax at a comfortable bar with signature cocktails, fine wines, and 16 beers on tap. Beaumaine.
Welcome back. Top of the third inning. First pitch, a ball. Correction, a strike. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. 1-1. This is Schoenberg at the plate. Grace Schoenberg, the catcher, tips that one foul. Grace comes from a terrific athletic family over in Holliston. Line up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. There's out number one. Nice strikeout there to get things started here in the third. Coming up now, Hannah Kaufman, the pitcher. Pretty dangerous hitter here. Here's a strike. Fouled away. Hannah Kaufman hitting a .320 on the season, .393 on base percentage. Fouls that one away. Also has 6 RBIs and 3 runs to her credit. And she'll put this one into right field. That's going to drop in. 1-out single. Her second hit of the game. And up next, that'll bring up Radcliffe. Claire Radcliffe, the right fielder. There's a strike. And this is a slow roller over to short. Flip to second for one. Throw to first. And it's just late, but a good effort. They get the 6-4 force out. Abby Fallis, the second baseman, set to step in. There's good defense there by Zoe Levine. The nice flip to Ava Davenport. Down low. Line up and the pitch down low. 1-1 the count. Hit in the air, right side, foul out of play. We'll have to send Dave down to go look for that one. 1-2 the count. And this is wrapped up the middle. What a catch by the second baseman, Ava Davenport, in the right place at the right time. And that'll wrap up the top of the third. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Hillers leading 6-3 on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Beaumaine Pizza Bar and Grill. For over 25 years, Beaumaine has been serving great quality food for the whole family, featuring hand-tossed pizzas, paninis, pasta dishes, and a variety of unique appetizers. Enjoy a casual dining room or relax at a comfortable bar with signature cocktails, fine wines, and 16 beers on tap. Beaumaine Pizza Bar and Grill. Great food, great drinks, and something for everyone.
Welcome back. We're in the bottom of the third inning. 6-3. Hiller lead. Stepping in, Ellen Stomberg. 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up. Wind up in the pitch. Swing and a miss. So Elin Stomberg 0-2 now. She's a good pitcher for the Hillers. Has actually gotten the majority of the work this season. On the ground, she gets a nice hit here. And a single to start off the bottom of the third. Into left field it goes. That'll bring up Sophia Castanguay. Wind up in the pitch, she bunts. Slow roller, a great bunt. Throw to first, not in time. Not in time, everyone's safe. It's going to be 2 on now with no outs. That was just a perfect bunt by Castanguay. Just that little slow roller slightly up the first baseline. Vallis puts this one on the ground. It gets through the shortstop. Everybody's safe. Bases full of Hillers. So she'll reach on the error there. And we're heading to the top of the order. Ava Davenport stepping in. 0 for 2 so far today. That pitch slightly high, 1-0. Hiller has a chance to do some big damage in this inning. Pitch outside. Down low, gets away, everyone stays put. Three and 0 the count. And the walk drawn. Here comes a run. So the run walked in. 7-3. And this is driven into left field. That'll get down for a hit. Here comes a run. And how about another? And maybe 3 runs. And that is a 3 RBI triple for Zoe Levine. Zoe Levine clearing the bases with a 3 RBI triple. And the Hillers are up big. She just tattooed that ball into the outfield. And all kinds of speed was on bases for the Hillers. Castanguay, Vallis, Davenport all score. Bridget Relecki to the plate, and still no outs here in the third. mound discussion, and might we have a pitching change? Kaufman's in there. Looks like we are going to have a pitching change. We will indeed have a pitching change. With the score 10-3 in the third, we'll step aside on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Beaumain Pizza Bar and Grill. For over 25 years, Beaumain has been serving great quality food for the whole family, featuring hand-tossed pizzas, paninis, pasta dishes, and a variety of unique appetizers. Enjoy a casual dining room or relax at a comfortable bar with signature cocktails, fine wines, and 16 beers on tap. Beaumain Pizza Bar and Grill. Great food, great drinks, and something for everyone.
Continuing on, Isabella Weidman, the new pitcher. Bridget Relecki at the plate. Wind up and the pitch. 3-0 the count. So Kaufman's still responsible for that runner at third. And here's a walk. So Relecki will take her base. Caroline Osmond to the plate. Osmond 1 for 2 so far today. Oh, she tried to take second base, got tagged out there, but did the run score? It did. So they threw to get her, and the run ended up coming around. So Levine is around, so they do get that run in. And that is only the first out of the inning. So bases clear, 1 out. But a handful of runs in for the Hillers as they have added 5 more so far in this inning. Lined up and the pitch. Look out. There is further warm-up action for Holliston. Also warm-up action for the Hillers. Perhaps we'll see a little bit of Ellen Stomberg out there. That is Stomberg warming up. Wind up and the pitch. And this is hit in the air. It'll drop. Bobbled by the third baseman. She's going to be safe. An awkwardly hit ball. Bit of a tough play to make for Mackenzie McDonald. And Osmond reaches. Will that be reach on an error or a single? I guess that could be debated. It looks like Addie Wall's out there to pinch run. Tenley Wynn set to step to the plate. Oh, good to see Walls out there pinch running. If she's been clear to do that, I mean, she'll be back soon. This is lifted in the air. Foul. Thought Dave was going to have to make the catch. Swing and a miss. Runner taking off from first, and she has the stolen base. Throw into the outfield. She'll stay put at second. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. Or, excuse me, up high. 1-2. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. Tenley Wynn has walked and reached on an error so far today. Inside. Runner on second, 1 out for the Hillers in what has been a relatively long bottom of the third as they have plated 5 more runs. And how about another walk? We get Riesenberger to the plate now. Okay, Riesenberger has struck out and flown out so far today. She's going to bunt. There's a strike. And this is up the line, bobbled by the third baseman. It was a foul. They're going to say it was foul. Went just beyond the line. And that is a big break for Holliston there. Check in on the Hiller baseball game. A scoreless game in the bottom of the 5th. Big thank you to Colby and Dylan on the call there. Throw to third to get the runner. Oh, they call her safe. I guess he's going to say the ball came out. Or maybe the foot got onto the base before the tag, but in any case, she's safe. So runners on second and third now. Both runners move up. And some sneaky base stealing by the Hillers there. Line up and the pitch. Up high. 2-2. 2 up after Reisenberger. You got Elin Stomberg. Ripped up the third base side. That's a fair ball. Here comes a run, a score, and another run. That's going to plate 2 runs. 2 RBI double by Kate Reisenberger. And the Hillers are up by 10. Ooh, that almost hit Stomberg. Right, Kate Reisenberger at second base after that nice hit. She's the only one on. Still only 1 out. Up high. Inside, look out. And that's going to draw the walk, or maybe that was indeed the walk. It was a 3-0 pitch. So Elin Stomberg over at first base. Reisenberger at second. Sophia Castanguay to the plate. The lefty takes a ball. Weidman deals, down low, bunt pulled back. All runners hold, 2-0. Set to deliver. Ripped up the middle, and the flip to third to get the lead runner. So they get Reisenberger trying to advance to third on the force play. Castanguay reaches on the 6-5 force out. Lena Vallis to the plate. Vallis 1 for 2 today. Had a nice single back in the first. Puts this one in the air, foul territory. No one can catch it. Had a play beyond the fence. Set to deliver. Here's a strike. 0-2. And up the third base side, foul. So the Hillers have gotten the offense going early and often. 5 runs in the first, a run in the second, now 7 in the third, and possibly more. Line up and the pitch. Look out. 1-2. Up the third base side, glove by the third baseman, steps on the bag for the force out. That will wrap up the third inning. To the top of the fourth we go. Hillers up big, 13-3 over Holliston on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Phipps Insurance Agency, a family-owned and operated independent agency located in Hopkinton. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance has provided competitively priced, time-tested coverage tailored to individuals' needs. Specializing in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance, they are deeply rooted in the communities they serve. Whether you're new to the area or a lifelong resident, you'll benefit from the trusted advice of their professional service advisor.
Saturday morning cartoons are back. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., HCAM's Toon Time has an hour of classic cartoons, from Betty Boop to Superman to Popeye to Bugs Bunny and more. You'll see your old favorites and discover new ones. So tune in to Toon Time, Saturdays at 8, and start your weekend off with a laugh.
Top of the fourth inning. Hillers up 13-3. Nice lead. And this pitch on the ground. Picked up by the third baseman, Lecky. Throws it over, no problem. 5-3 for out number 1. And that was Mackenzie McDonald who grounded out there. And this one's on the ground, picked up at short, throw over, not a problem. They'll get Gianna Serrano on the 6-3 ground out. Top of the order now. Sarah McDonald at the plate. Takes a strike there. Inside. But called strike 0-2. And there's a strikeout. How about that for an inning? 1, 2, 3 they go. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th on HCAM.
How can you measure the value of
Bottom of the 4th inning. We are underway. Lineup and the pitch to Ava Davenport, 1-1. Hiller baseball update. Hillers have taken a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th, and they are threatening for more. We also have Hiller boys volleyball in action. This is going to be up the third base line, and that's going to be a fair ball. Throw to second, and she's off the bag a little bit, but rightfully staying near. And a nice piece of hitting there for Ava Davenport, a double to get things started here in the bottom of the 4th. Now you got Zoe Levine to the plate. Swing and a miss there. Big lead for Davenport. She's a threat for some trickery on the base paths. So Hiller baseball heading into the 6th, and the Hillers lead at 3-0. As they try to pick up a big win over Holliston after a tough loss for them on Monday against Norwood. Set to deliver. Down low, gets away. Runner at second, heads to third. Advance there on a wild pitch. Davenport at third. Fouled away. And this is hit in the air, left side foul. Nearly another souvenir for Dave. I think there's been one time I've seen a ball get hit up here. Hit high in the air towards left center, and that's going to drop. Runner from third is going to score. Zoe Levina is aboard with the RBI base hit. We'll see if they score that an error or a hit. Could be debatable, as she had to really come in to try to make a catch on that ball. But in any case, it's a run for the Hillers. There's Bridget Relecki. And that is a slow roller throw over. They'll get the out at first. Or did they? No. They're going to say she was safe. She beat it out. Talk about some speed coming down the line. Here comes Caroline Osmond. No outs in the inning. And runners on first and third. Another run already in for the Hillers. And this is ripped up the middle. That'll get through. Here comes Zoe Levine around to score. An RBI single for Caroline Osmond. The Hillers now lead it by 12. Get the courtesy runner, Addie Walls, into the game to run. Tenley Wynn to the plate. Hit in the air, foul territory, and out of play. Set to deliver. There's a ball. Down low. Well, Hiller baseball and softball, they got another game this week as well. Friday, they got Medway coming in. Hopefully the weather will participate, and we'll have that broadcast for you. Swing and a miss there. 2-2. Set to deliver. Up high. Full count. Hit in the air over to left field. That'll drop in. And it's going to be bases loaded for the Hillers. Hillers threatening for more here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's Kate Reisenberger to the plate. A little high. Oh, called strike, 0-1. So Relecki at third, Osmond at second, Tenley Wynn at first. Well, the courtesy runner for Osmond, Addie Walls at second. Here's the 0-2. On the ground, left side, picked up, throw home, gets away, everybody's safe. And another run for the Hillers. So Reisenberger reaches on the error, another run scores. Osmond, Addie Walls the third, Wynn the second. Reisenberger to first, and Elin Stomberg to the plate. And this is ripped up the middle. That gets through. One run is in. Here comes Tenley Wynn. Will they send a third? Yes, they will. Kate Riesenberger will score. And that is a bases clearing 3 RBI triple for Elin Stomberg. And the Hillers just piling it on. Now up 19-3. They're having some fun out there with the bats today. Sophia Castanguay to the plate. Still no outs in the inning. Might have a record-setting kind of inning if this keeps up. Already 6 runs in the inning. Wind up in the pitch, on the ground, past the reach of the pitcher. Another run gonna come around a score and everybody's safe. A little hesitation by the shortstop to make the throw over, and she kind of had a little bobble. And the Hillers putting a big 2-0 on the scoreboard. Here's Elena Vallis. Ripped up the left side, past the glove of the third baseman, picked up by the shortstop, throw over. And that pulls the first baseman off the bag. Everybody's safe. Top of the order now. Now we're gonna start seeing some pinch hitters perhaps. Yes, we are. Well, Coach Alberry feels comfortable enough with the lead and get some of those pinch hitters in there. This is Gemma Fiore. So Gemma Fiore stepping in. Up high. She had a nice hit against Uxbridge the other day. And she puts this one up the middle, right back to the pitcher. Throw to first to get the out. Both runners push up, however. Castaguay up to third, Vallis up to second, one away. 1-3 on the out. Zoe Levine set to step in, but let's see if she will. This looks like number 14, if I'm correct. It is indeed. And that is Tegan Restaghini. She'll take a ball. Another baseball update. They're in the 6th inning. It looks like Holliston has something brewing. New pitcher coming in for the Hillers. So some suspense building in the baseball game. 1-1 the count. That pitch inside. This Hiller team, they have scored a lot of runs so far this season. There's a strike, 2-2. And this is up the middle. That is going to get through. How about another run? An RBI single for Tegan Restaghini. And now Bridget Rolecki to the plate. And she puts this one up the right side, bobbled by the first baseman. And everybody's going to be safe. And another run coming around. Castonguay has scored. Vallis has scored. Restaghini up to second. Galecki to first. And that one is hit foul. This is Caroline Osmond at the plate. Well, you can never have enough security. Wind up and the pitch. And she tattoos this ball. That drops into center field. Lead runner being waved around. And another one. An RBI double for Caroline Osmond. And the Hillers take a 20-run lead. We'll get a courtesy runner. Looks like they brought Addie Walls back out. Tenley Wynn stepping to the plate. Tenley Wynn's having a great day at the plate. She's walked a couple times, reached on an error, singled, and scored a couple runs. Most in this lineup today have probably scored a couple runs. Wind up and the pitch. This Hiller team is just such a good hitting team. You really need a pitcher that can have a whole lot of velocity to slow down this potent lineup. And that's past the reach of the third baseman. Runner held up at third. A nice piece of hitting by Tenley. Kate Reisenberger due up next for her second time this inning. Hiller baseball update. They hold Holliston a 1-run in the top of the sixth. So that's a good sign there. And they called the runner out for some kind of violation. But in any case, that's how the inning will come to an end. Hillers plate 10 runs in the bottom of the fourth. They lead it 23-3. As we head to the top of the fifth, Holliston could very well be down on their final 3 outs. You are tuned in to Hiller Softball on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Phipps Insurance Agency, a family-owned and operated independent agency located in Hopkinton. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance has provided competitively priced, time-tested coverage tailored to individuals' needs. Specializing in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance, they are deeply rooted in the communities they serve. Whether you're new to the area or a lifelong resident, you'll benefit from the trusted advice of their professional service advisor.
Saturday morning cartoons are back. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., HCAM's Toontime has an hour of classic cartoons, from Betty Boop to Superman to Popeye to Bugs Bunny and more. You'll see your old favorites and discover new ones. So tune in to Toontime Saturdays at 8 and start your weekend off with a laugh.
Welcome back, top of the fifth inning. Tenley Wynn is out to pitch for the Hillers, making her debut on the pitcher mound. And this is Ayla Villa at the plate. Right back to her. And the throw to first. And there's the first out for Tenley Wynn as a pitcher. A 1-3 out. And now here's Julia Galappo. It's a good way to start your pitching career for Tenley. Yeah, nice strike there. 1-1. And this is up the middle, picked up by the shortstop. Down to first, 2 away. 6-3 for out number 2. And now Grace Schoenberg due up. Hit high in the air, right side, and that'll drop and get past the right fielder. She's going to keep on going to second. So that's a double for Schoenberg, 2-out double there. Hannah Kaufman due up next. Look out. I'll tell you, Tenley Wynn's got some good stuff on the hill there. Pretty good velocity. There it is. Look at that breaking pitch. 1-1. Wide up and the pitch. Down low. 2-1 the count. Down low. It takes a little getting used to trying to get that ball to get up into the strike zone. A little too high there. Walk drawn. That's going to bring up Claire Ratcliffe. Swing and a miss. Wide up and the pitch. Down low. Down low. 2-1. Ooh, just missed as the home plate up. 3-1. There it is, right to the second baseman. There's your game. A line out right to second base. What a brilliant inning of pitching by Tenley Wynn. Nice way to finish it for the Hillers. They'll get the win via the Mercy and take the game by a final score of 23-3 over the Holliston Panthers. A very impressive win by the Hillers, who have now improved to 10-2 on the season. And that officially clinches them a playoff spot. So they have locked a spot up for the state tournament. Of course, they're going to keep trying to get more wins and keep trying to get some home games. But a great win here today for the Hillers. A dominant win. The Bats were unstoppable, and Hopkinton takes it 23-3. That is going to just about do it for our coverage here today. A big thank you to Dave McCarthy for his incredible camera work, and for everybody at HCAM. I'm Tom Nappy. The final score for the final time. Hiller is victorious over the Holliston Panthers by a final of 23-3. We thank you for watching Hopkinton Hiller's Varsity Softball on HCAM. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.